distribution, manufacturing by 80% by the year 2040. And this was made legally binding to show the seriousness of this initiative by these countries who are members of the United Nations Environmental Program. Mm-hmm. They came up with a legally binding document on this year. They were tasked to come up with that legally binding document this year, which has been put into play. So this is the real reason. The real reason is plastic pollution, reducing plastic pollution, reducing the impact it has had on the world and our daily lives. So that is the real reason. Plastic reduction, carbon footprint reduction, mm-hmm. and a healthier environment and population.
Mm-hmm. You know, in talking about the plastic ban with a few people, some people expressed to me that this plastic ban should not be a wow to people or a surprise to people, because when you go to neighboring islands, I think even in Montserrat, in Grenada, and then when you go further afield, the United States, in many instances, they have banned plastic already in terms of the t-shirt bags. You can't find styrofoam containers. When you go into restaurants, you're getting those containers that are reusable or friendly towards the environment. So when you really look at it, while we are making strides, there are other countries that have gone ahead, and we've been visiting those countries.
Yes, we
so
have.
if we are going to these countries and we are adhering to the no plastic or the plastic ban, it begs the question, why can't we do it at home? Which leads into my next question. How has the ban impacted businesses, especially, the supermarkets? How have they been responding to this?
Stakeholder consultations, I must say, the businesses that we have consulted with were on board. They actually thought it was due time. Mm-hmm. We would have seen some businesses even before the initiation of the plastic, the single-use plastic bag ban. They would have already been selling reusable bags and promoting reusable bags. Mm-hmm. So I think it's been a positive as it relates to the businesses who I think have realized that as stakeholders, they're one of the major stakeholders, because we're speaking about not just the environment, but also our human resource, which is our people.
Yes.
And for a healthy population, that would mean good business for the major stakeholders. And apart from the businesses, individuals themselves, I've heard only positive from individuals. When I'm speaking to persons who are not too sure, I wouldn't even say who have a negative point of view about the ban, I will eventually find out that it's because of some misinformation.
Right.
Yes, some misinformation where they think we're banning all plastic bags or banning plastic bottles, but after explaining to them, they also get on board and say it's due time, and they will go into telling me stories about areas in their villages where the collection of plastic is becoming out of control, and the need for us to change our mental mindset to a more environmentally friendly mindset where we can live sustainably with the environment.
Even as you made mention of the misinformation, I think that's one of the main, if not, it's one of the main factors why there is this resistance. Why are they banning plastic? What are we going to use? Those kind of questions are coming. And in most cases, they are legitimate questions in terms of the alternatives and all of that. And I've explained to people that it is not an when I say outright ban, is as in they're not going to ban everything all at the same time. It's going to be done in phases. And the truth is, we usually give pushback to things that are new.
Change, yep.
So after a while, I could bet you, after about 6 months to a year, people would never even remember that there was a plastic ban.
Exactly.
What about the feedback from the general public? How has that been in terms of the plastic ban? And could you speak to some of the alternatives in terms of what people can do differently instead of using plastic?
The general feedback, like I said, it's been auspicious, it's been welcoming, it's been very positive. Most persons, after having a conversation with myself and many of my colleagues, they would have realized that it's a positive initiative for the federation. A lot of times, persons, like we spoke about misinformation, for instance, concerned mothers, they would approach and they would ask or be concerned about the straws. And they will be concerned saying that the paper straws, they are not as durable, and if there's any consideration to that. And we say to them, we have heard the concern, and there are exemptions for plastic straws for certain items such as box drink for kids, and mainly box drinks for kids. And I will also encourage persons to not only look at paper alternatives, but there are more durable alternatives, such as straws that are made from plant starch or plant-based straws, which persons, they may not be aware that there are those alternatives. So the feedback from the general public has been very good, especially when you also point to the fact that this creates an economic opportunity. Definitely, there are persons who are already asking, how can we get on board to be one of those persons who are providing alternatives, such as for the t-shirt plastic bags, we have the tote bags, we have the canvas bags, the canvas bags, we have biodegradable plastic bags, which are not being banned, but however, they must meet one of the 8 standards, international standards that the Federation has adopted.
Okay.
So they are those. And speaking to the economic opportunities, I'm thinking in 2-3 years, this reusable bag might even become a fashionable thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I told someone the other day that there's such innovation and creativity in St. Kitts. One of the things I would love to see get some life injected back into it is the craft house. And this is an opportunity for the craft house. And there are many sustainable, positive opportunities here, and I think that is something that we should look at in terms of an economic boost and a circular economy. We just had a International Zero Waste Day yesterday, and we would have the ministry. I have to say shout out to our Minister, Dr. Jaya Clark, and the PS, who are adamant about this, very, very passionate about this thing, the sustainability and environment protection. We would have had an initiative where we would have collaborated with some locals, Movado, Modeling Agency, Unchained, Esken, and we would have done a photo shoot, and basically the fashion that were modeled were made from plastics.
That was at the landfill?
That was at the landfill.
Amazing.
And I'm telling you, it was beautifully done. Shout out to Miss Laplace, Donala Laplace, who was the lead on this, and it came out beautifully, excellently. And it sends a serious message of zero waste and environmental protection as it relates to reducing plastic pollution, because it shows that there are fashion and textile that can be used, can be created from recyclable items such as plastics.
Awesome. It's 11:12 and you're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius and thank you for joining me in the program for today. We'll take a break and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Whether it's a dress store on 4th Street, a snacket in Kayon, or a village grocery in St. Paul's, our small businesses play an important role in our economy. By supporting these businesses, you are helping to create or keep a job or two and to revive our economy. Support our local small businesses. Buy local and keep the doors to our small businesses open. This message is brought to you by ZIZ in support of our small businesses across the Federation.
Hey, guess what? It's Radio Market.
Call in and sell your merchandise. You can negotiate and negotiate, give away and trade.
We on radio, internet, and TV.
Like us, share us, and subscribe to
ZIZonline.com.
And remember, we don't sell nothing over $5,000. Join us every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on ZIZ Radio. Call 465-6120, 465-1903, 662-8674, or 718-577-2916. ZIZ Radio, giving back to the people.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius and thank you for joining me on the program for today. We have Mr. Gardner here from the Department of Environment and we are speaking on the plastic ban, which is the sale and distribution of t-shirt plastic bags effective March 31st, 2025. Mr. Gardner, again, thank you so much for joining me on the program. I want to look at the implementation and the enforcement in terms of how is the ban being enforced and what penalties exist for non-compliance in terms of people going out to ensure that the ban is being enforced.
Okay. So recently, the plastic reduction bill would have been passed through legislation. So there is a bill to enforce a legally binding document, legislation to back the enforcement of the bill. And the as it comes to enforcement, we are still, of course, the authority would be the Department of Environment, and we are actively incorporating enforcing the bill into the so that it can be practical. Let me say that. So yes, there will be at times, for instance, like the consumer affairs persons will be coming around and making sure that there's compliance with supermarkets. We'll have officers, of course, on the ground, making certain of this. We would have collaborated with customs and excise because there is a ban on importation and ban on distribution. So customs and excise will be handling the importation part, and the Department of Environment, along with partnering government agencies, will handle the enforcement. And we, as Department of Environment, and like the Minister has said, we do not want to be the ones pressuring and forcing persons to adapt, to comply with such a positive initiative that only can benefit them in the long run. A lot of persons are looking at short-term disadvantages. We would hope that they will also look at the plethora of long-term advantages. As it relates to offense, now the agency in authority, the Department of Environment, we are the ones who will be tasked with the distribution of license to, if you are a retailer, you want to import any form of alternatives reusable bags in that case. So if you want to import these items, of course, you have to get licensed. You come to the Department of Environment, who will be the authority on that, to also help with the enforcement of these bags. We would have had 8 international standards that we would provide. We would ask the persons who are importing or who has already been given the okay to import, they will make sure that their products adapt to these standards as it relates to manufacturing and labeling, and also the composition. And let's talk about offenses and fines. If you are to break one of the stipulations that we have put forward as it relates to single-use plastic bags, on the first offense, you are likely to be charged up to $3,000. $3,000 of the persons who are still distributing these bags as retailers. If there are persons who are still found importing these bags as importers, the first offense, of course, will be a little lenient, no more than $3,000. But upon your second offense, it can be up to $15,000.
Okay.
So we hope that these figures will deter persons. However, we are looking for solidarity. We are looking for the country to come on board for a positive initiative. This is for your health. This is for the health of the environment. So we are hoping that it will become a part of our culture, where we are environmental stewards as it relates to protecting the environment, and specifically this plastic ban.
Absolutely. It's 11:21. The phone lines are open and we take your calls at 662-8674. That is 662-8674. Any questions that you may have as it relates to the plastic ban. And just to be clear, Mr. Gardiner, it is the ban on the sale and distribution of T-shirt plastic bags.
Yes.
And that is effective today, March 31st, 2025. So in other words, if I go to the supermarket after March 31st, they should not be giving me bags.
There should be no PET bags being distributed. There should be no plastic bags being distributed. No T-shirt plastic bags being distributed.
And the alternatives are the environmentally friendly bags or
reusable bags.
Reusable bags. Yes. But can I, if I have plastic bags at home, can I go with my plastic bags? Of
course, it's a phasing out. You can use your plastic bags until they're phased out. You can use them for garbage. You can, if you want to walk with them still at the supermarket, you can do that. But the objective is to cut off the flow of these bags into the Federation. So eventually, over time, these bags will gradually phase out.
Awesome. It's 11:22. The phone lines are open. 662-8674. That is 662-8674. We're taking your calls. Any questions that you may have as it relates to the plastic ban. As we await any callers, are there plans to, or what happens next? after the ban of the t-shirt plastic bags, what is the next ban or the next phase of the entire plastic ban?
Okay, after the conclusion of the phase 1, the phase 2, that brings on phase 2 of the single-use plastic bags. The single-use plastic bag, of course, is a 3-phase bag where we focus on importation and distribution. Now, after March the 31st, we have the initiation of phase 2 with the ban on the importation of styrofoam food containers and plastic straws. Following that, following the framework that we've set 3 months after, which is in July 31st, there is the ban on the sale and distribution of these items. And that will be the conclusion of phase 2. And we move on to phase 3, which is initiated in on August 31st. That is the ban on importation of plastic utensils, cups, bowls, plates, forks, spoons. And 3 months after this, which brings us upon November the 30th, that is when there is a ban on the distribution and sale of this item, and that will be the conclusion of our single-use plastic ban campaign.
What more do you think can be done to promote a sustainable culture in St. Kitts and Nevis?
I have realized that it starts with education. It starts with information, knowing the information, knowing how we are being impacted. I think there was a period when we could have ignored the environmental risk of many of these items because it wasn't on our doorstep. When I watched Captain Planet and heard all these cartoons, I was like, I don't really see what they're talking about because I didn't walk on the beach and I didn't encounter all these plastic items. But eventually, as consumption continued, we arrived at this situation. I think education, not just education in the impact, but also why. Why are we producing so many plastic bottles? And it's based on consumption, the way we think about consumption. So I think that education, that is definitely one of the major ways, and also what we are doing right now, government policies and policies as a whole. Because without policies, you can't really have, a legal framework for that. So there must be a way you think about things, that we must promote sustainable thinking. We must ask persons to think about their kids and the future.
Right.
Do you want your kids to enjoy the beach? Do you want your kids to be living in a world where there is now a chronic disease because so many microscopic plastic have been circulated the world for so long that now it is permanently within our biological makeup? So we have to think about those things. And collaboration across the region, collaboration locally, but getting on board persons, and we've had lovely collaboration with other agencies from the private sector. We'd have seen a lot of compliance from Harper's and all these stakeholders, RAMS and Hasfords. So those are just some of the things that I think we need to focus on if we are to push the sustainable island state agenda.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gardner. I just wanted to make mention of what I believe is a misconception as it relates to the plastic ban. So when this first came about, I believe was when St. Kitts and Nevis paid greater attention to it, I believe it was in 2021, thereabout, and the response from the public was that, you can't ban plastic because my phone case is plastic, my headphones is made from plastic. Plastic is going to be used in every area. And what I explained to them was, Yeah, you may be correct in the sense that there are certain things that you're going to have to use and that would have plastic. But what is happening is there's a phased ban. So we're taking it step by step. Of course, you can't ban plastic altogether because you're talking about a drastic shift that it would be difficult for people to adjust to. And so we take it step by step. And I believe gradually people are not even going to remember that there was this whole plastic ban because everybody is going to get accustomed to it. Any last comments for you as we wrap up the show?
Just a call for solidarity, a call for compliance. I want persons to definitely go out there, show out, walk with your reusable bags. Me and my partner went shopping the other day with the bags, and for some reason there was a sense of pride. I'm telling you, there was a sense of pride when I was able to say, no, we have our reusable bags. Because, like I said, there are times when we have other persons and visitors actually, it seems like they are more concerned about our environment than we are. And I think we need to definitely get on board with this positive initiative. I think persons definitely call the Department of Environment, look for us on social handles on Facebook and Instagram. If you want any information, today we should be out throughout Bastille, basically doing a campaign and reminding persons, handing out some information about the single-use plastic bag, and just engaging the community and individuals on why this initiative was taken up, how it can benefit, and how it will, let me say that, how it will benefit the Federation, and how they can play a part, because one single step is just one action. Like, I saw a very, very, very creative and very true post by the minister the other day, and it was 50,000 persons said they want to use something like that. They want to use a plastic bag. 50,000 persons decided they want to use a plastic bag, and that put it in. That put it in perspective right there. That's 50,000 plastic bags being distributed in our landfill right now. That is very, very much burdened down by plastic pollution, plastic waste, I must say, especially. And that would have been caught in the promotion we'd have done for Zero Waste Day. So it's a call of solidarity. Get on board. Become more environmentally friendly and incorporate it into your daily lives. Think about the environment. Think about ways to reduce your plastic footprint, your carbon emission. Think about ways in which you as an individual can impact the environment positively.
Thank you so much. You have been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, and in studio with me for the first half was
Shervert
Gardner from the Department of Environment. Thank you so much for joining me in the program. Stay tuned. We will be back with representatives from the United States Air Force Southern Command's Lesser Antilles Medical Assistance Team, or LAMAT. Stay tuned.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Whether it's a dress store on 4th Street, a snack in Cayon, or a village grocery in St. Paul's, our small businesses play an important role in our economy. By supporting these businesses, you are helping to create or keep a job or two and to revive our economy. Support our local small businesses. Buy local and keep the doors to our small businesses open. This message is brought to you by ZIZ in support of our small businesses across the Federation.
Jeff, you leaving already, boss? You sure you could drive after them drinks?
Yeah, I could handle it, yeah. Ain't too far from here. I don't take me time.
Oh my God, Jeff, you're gone. I told you not to drink and drive.
The problem with drinking and driving is the morning after. Drink responsibly. This message was brought to you by the St. Kitts Nevis National Council on Drug Abuse Prevention in collaboration with SKNIS.
What did you mean earlier about climate change, Mom?
Well, when I was your age, I remember beautiful coral reefs and healthy beaches. The summers weren't as hot as they are right now, and the rainy season meant that it only rained when it was supposed to.
And then what happened?
The weather just started to change, and storms got worse. Coral reefs started to die because the ocean was getting too warm, and crops started to die because there was not much rain. You know, we realized as adults that we were doing something that was causing this.
What were you all doing?
Same thing we're doing now. Not using clean, renewable energy, chopping down too many trees, and even polluting the air with gases such as the gases emitted from our cars when we drive around.
We need to help before it's too late, Mom. We can't let it get worse. What can I do? We can raise our voices.
With 35 million dreams, aspirations, and futures at risk in Cari Forum, we need your voice in our story against climate change. Acknowledge, commit, act. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center under the Intra-ACP Global Climate Change Alliance Plus program and is funded by the European Union.
To The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me in the program for today. We have representatives from, let me say LAMAT in short, but I'll allow the representatives to introduce themselves and tell us why they are here today. Good morning and welcome to The Edge.
Good morning, thank you. My name is Dr. Vishon Rodriguez. I am an American physician practicing primarily in Florida. We are here with the United States Air Force in order as a global health initiative to try to learn from and also collaborate with the medical team here at various hospitals. I am specifically at the JNF, the Joseph Francis Hospital, and working in the emergency department there. And it's an interesting collaboration between us. Like I said, we're learning from them, and we're also teaching them skills of what we use in the United States on a daily basis to try to make our health better and also the health of the St. Kitts community better as well.
Thank you so much.
Hi, good morning. I'm Nikisha Hazel, and I'm the Deputy Coordinator for Community Nursing Services here in St. Kitts. And we're here with a joint mission from LAMAT as well as the Ministry of Health St. Kitts Nevis. Mm-hmm. And we're here basically to invite the public, the general public. We'll be having a health fair this coming Wednesday and Thursday, the 2nd and 3rd of April, where we will have screening activities carried out.
Awesome. So, as you made mention of the health fair, which is Wednesday and Thursday, what are some of the other healthcare services that will be offered at these at the upcoming event?
So, what we're planning to do is have HIV screening, diabetes screening, hypertension screening. We will have several nurses on hand in order to help and educate and try to pick up potential diseases that people may have that they may not know about and provide awareness through education. So we also plan to have informational sessions shortly lasting about 5 to 10 minutes telling people how to look out for signs of stroke, potentially the effects of long-standing untreated hypertension and diabetes, and also give education on, like I said, how to recognize a stroke, and also how to potentially cook food and clean hands and make sure that the food that you're eating is healthy and safe to eat.
We know over the years there has been this challenge with non-communicable diseases. Do you have any specialists in that area that would be looking out for anything in particular?
So part of my practice in the United States is emergency medicine, and I deal with emergencies based on some of these long-standing chronic diseases and also communicable things, and trying to provide education through awareness about what potentially could happen if people if they miss the warning signs, or if they don't take care of themselves properly.
Awesome. I want to look at like collaboration and partnership in terms of how does this benefit St. Kitts and Nevis and the wider region, because I think you'll be going throughout the region as well. Can you speak to that?
So we're only here for 2 weeks, so we're going to have the health fair just for the Newton community, and we are planning to, like I said, just provide the diabetes and health education for that small amount of time.
Okay. Awesome. It's 11:38 and you're listening to The Edge. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the discussion. Stay with us.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555. Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Tune in for Policing with You, a half-hour radio program every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join host as he focuses on crime, factors contributing to criminal activity, crime prevention, and how the community can assist the police in reducing crime. It's Policing with You every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join us.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me in the program for today. For those of you who are just tuning in, we have representatives of the Lamont Mission, and they're here to provide healthcare services to St. Kitts and Nevis tomorrow and Thursday, that is.
Oh, Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday. Sorry, for some reason I thought it was Tuesday. No. So Wednesday and Thursday at the Newtown Health Center, and then I understand you'll be going over to Nevis as well?
So we have a team that's currently in Nevis providing health care at the hospital there. The health screening fair is only going to be in Newtown on Wednesday and Thursday.
Awesome. What are some of the, thus far, in terms of the engagement with the local health officials, and you could also speak to the engagement with the U.S. medical team. What are some of the, I know it's early, but what are some of the key takeaways from this? Go ahead and then.
Sure. So we learned, specifically from my practice, I learned what it's like to practice medicine when you might not have all of the resources available. And to provide the best medical care that you can in the environment that you're in. And it's an important aspect for us to learn as well, because we often practice in austere environments as well, where you know what the right thing to do sometimes is, but you don't have sometimes all of the resources available to you.
Awesome. Ms. Hazel?
The joint mission is very much important for us, whereby we are learning from the team as well. And I think they would have done some BLS training session as well with some of our healthcare professionals. And also, they have been working with us since last week. So we have various departments engaged with them and learning some of the skills generally.
Okay, let's look at, like the long-term goals in terms of this partnership going on. What exactly do you intend to gain out of the partnership from St. Kitts and Nevis and from the U.S.? Cesar?
Generally, it's hoping that we are able to have our community members, the general public, be able to seen by these healthcare professionals from out of the U.S. and have their health screening done and basically do some of the things that we are unable to do locally here. Mm-hmm. They would have brought some of their equipments as well, which are very useful in what they're carrying out and some of the activities and health activities that they have been carrying out as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we want to leave behind is, like I said before, education and awareness in terms of certain diseases that are afflicting populations here in higher numbers. And one of the things we're doing in the emergency department is leaving education behind. We specifically have taught our counterparts and colleagues in the emergency department about stroke protocols that we are following in the United States. We're teaching some of my colleagues and counterparts about how to use ultrasound in the emergency department. So hopefully we can leave a long-lasting kind of collaboration between the both of us in order to make healthcare better on both ends.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, on Wednesday and Thursday, of course, you're going to see quite a number of patients who will be coming to get different services. Can you speak to follow-up? So let's say I show up on Thursday and I meet with you, Dr. Rodriguez, but 2 weeks after there needs to be follow-up. What happens next? What happens after?
So what we plan to do is refer, since we're not going to be here, unfortunately, we are planning to refer people to seek out primary medical care through their providers or through a list of people that hopefully we can provide while we're at the community center as well. So it's helpful to, if no one's ever had any diabetes testing before or blood pressure checks, it's helpful to at least identify those people and tell them to get more help.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. It's 11:44. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll begin to wrap up the discussion here on The Edge. Stay with us.
Hey, guess what? It's Radio Market.
Call in and sell your merchandise. You can negotiate, give away and trade.
We on radio, internet, and TV.
Like us, share us, and subscribe to
ZIZonline.com.
And remember, we don't sell nothing over $5,000. Join us every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on ZIZ Radio. Call 465-6120, 465-1903, 662-8674, or 718-577-2916. ZIZ Radio, giving back to the people.
Get ready to ignite your Tuesday nights with a show that's as educational as it is entertaining. Welcome to Pleasure Pulse, your weekly guide to the world of sex education. Join Roma every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. exclusively on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. It's the perfect way to spice up your midweek routine and get answers to all your burning questions. Whether you're looking for relationship advice or curious about the art of intimacy, Roma's got you covered. Pleasure Pulse, every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. only on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Don't miss out. Your sex education journey starts this Tuesday with Roma as your guide.
Welcome back to the Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. It's 11:47, and we'll take it up until noon. Looking at community and public health impact. So we know on Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be at the Newtown Community Health Center, the Health Center.
Community Center.
Community Center.
Newtown Community Center.
Newtown
it's right
Community
next to the Health Center, yes.
Oh, yes, you're right. Is it just for people in Newtown?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So we're inviting the general public, people from all over the island. Mm-hmm. You're invited to come down to the Newtown Community Center on Wednesday the 2nd and Thursday the 3rd. We're beginning at 9 and we're going down to 2 p.m. So come one, come all. You're invited. Everybody's invited to come on down and have their screenings done.
Mm-hmm. And can I get just a recap of what should I expect if I show up at this health fair?
What to expect when you shop at the health fair? Generally, there's a registration, so you have to, register, give a bit of information about yourself, and then you'll be directed towards the screening booths, where we will have blood pressure screening, blood sugar testing. We'll have HIV rapid testing as well. We'll have some counseling done as well for persons, with diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, just to name a few. Mm-hmm. And we'll also be having nutritional educational sessions as well to, enlighten people and help people to decide on what to eat, going forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Any comments from you, Dr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, so I've seen quite a bit of people who, unfortunately, part of the emphasis of us doing the health screening is to avoid some of those chronic diseases that we see and that I see in my practice back home. So we see too many untoward effects of uncontrolled hypertension that people have not realized for 20 years of their life because they never may have taken a blood pressure or didn't think it was that bad. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can identify those people, especially at risk, and we can improve their lives and their health just by coming out and getting a simple finger stick or a blood pressure taken. So it might change their life.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It is 11:50. We have about 10 minutes left. If you have anything else that you'd like to share with the audience as it relates to the health fair coming up on Wednesday and Thursday, I understand that they're going to be in Nevis as well. Are they currently in Nevis right now?
They're currently, so we have a team, a Lamont team that's in Nevis now, and they're providing healthcare at the Alexandra Hospital.
Okay, awesome. So they're in Nevis right now, and just to recap, you said this is happening for the next 2 weeks.
So we're in our second week of our stay right now, and we're unfortunately leaving the island on the 5th.
Okay, which is this coming Saturday.
Right.
All right, thank you so much. You've been listening to the Edge and ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. For those of you who may have tuned in late, we have representatives of LAMAT, which is the U.S. or the Lesser Antilles Medical Assistance Team, and they're here to provide healthcare services. Again, they are going to be at the Newtown Community Center, which is next to the health center.
Yes,
this coming Wednesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mm-hmm. And so I'm using this platform to encourage each and every one of you under the sound of my voice to go on out and access the services that are available there. In terms of follow-up, you will be referred to your primary caregiver here on the island, and as encouraged earlier, go to the community center, the health center rather, in your area. So if you live in St. Paul's, go to the community center, the health center, in your area. Thank you very so much for joining me on the program for today. It's been a pleasure, and you'll see me on Wednesday.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Awesome.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
What a fantastic time to come to top class AC and refrigeration services. Yes, we're marching into the summer and you can get up to 25% off air conditioned units. Yes, up to 25% off. Don't forget at Top Class, we sell air conditioned and refrigeration parts, install and repair air conditioned units, AC mold removal and remediation. For more information, call us at 660-9899 or 663-5314 or visit us on the corner of Shaw Avenue and Keon Street in Bastard. So, get ready to beat the summer heat. Get up to 25% off air conditioned units at Top Class AC and Refrigeration Services.
Watch the creep up. Look out! Look out! This is it! Something new, something fresh, something exciting! Jump off show on ZIZ Radio with the man Chico. Yo! Every Monday to Thursday, Chico will be in the house with the 3 to 6 minutes. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends about this exciting show on ZIZ Radio, the Jump Off Show, every Monday to Thursday, 3 to 6. Don't miss it. While the others give you some, we give you more. Right here on ZIZ Radio.
Join us every Wednesday for In Focus, a weekly talk show produced by the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service, where we provide exclusives with key persons within the government and discuss pertinent, relevant, and interesting matters that affect us all. Tune in every Wednesday, live on ZIZ Radio and streamed live on Facebook at SKNIS Media and ZIZ Online. In Focus, your government, your business.
Every Saturday from 4